Dave, just get on with it. You'll be fine. Look at everybody else. They're all reading their books. They haven't shut the doors yet. You can still get off. Oh, but you're sitting here now, and you don't want to embarrass yourself, and you don't want to get off the flight. Well, what's more embarrassing? Sitting here crying for a 50-minute flight, or getting off the plane now? If you don't get off now, that's it. They're going to shut the doors, then you're stuck. You're stuck on the plane until you get to your destination. You've got to get off now. Get off. Get off now.
For most of us, catching a plane is like catching a bus, just another way of getting from A to B. But for some, flying is a living hell, the most frightening way to travel, even though, in truth, it's the safest form of transport. We asked people terrified of flying to share their own self-shot footage of flights they've been on, to show what happens as they confront their greatest fears.
This is such a bad idea. This is such a bad idea.
The result, a series of intimate self-portraits. No camera crews, no directors.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
We'll also show the incidents that feed their fears.
In an emergency landing, you must use the float position to help prevent injury.
This is the worst landing I've ever had in my whole life.
And experts explain how they can help.
What I want is for people to have the strategy so that they can tell themselves it's going to land and it's going to be okay.
Our terrified flyers must overcome a fear of dying in a plane before their holidays can begin. For someone with a fear of flying, it's a miracle the jumbo jet even lifts off the ground.
We're actually filming.
28-year-old teacher Lucy Jones has an extreme fear of flying.
You probably should be a little bit scared right now. Oh.
Tomorrow she's flying to Los Angeles to a friend's wedding.
Morning before we travel to London.
Yeah, we're just doing it in stages. It's no big deal. There's nothing to panic about here. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here.
Going with her, her best friend Ellie, who'll capture their journey on her smartphone.
We're not making a porno, by the way.
I can't see anything, just your face.
Oh, even better, I haven't put any makeup on.
You look beautiful. Don't be nervous. We're going on a plane for a reason, remember?
Yeah, I have to remember.
And think about all the things that we've talked about in the last couple of days about what we're going to do.
I know. It's incredible, and I just want to get there. And that's what it is.
I know.
I just want to be there.
We will be there.
Hi, it's 5:30 in the morning and I've just quickly come out to sit in my car.
At dawn, Carly Cunningham records her drive to the airport with mum Debbie. They're both terrified of flying.
How are you feeling, Mum?
I'm feeling very jittery.
What, you mean it's worrying you because of the grey clouds?
Yeah.
What turbulence?
What, we have to fly through those?
I didn't think of that. Thanks. Thanks for adding to me, my stress.
If they get on a plane and make it to Barcelona, they'll go on a Mediterranean cruise. All of our passengers have different coping strategies.
I don't always take the Valium. That's actually a problem in itself because it's whether to have the Valium or whether to drink alcohol. And usually that depends on the time of the day. I'm not really a drinker, so I find it difficult to drink alcohol in the morning. But I need to either be dopey or drunk to get on the plane. It's quite selfish, I suppose, really, because I won't be able to consider my daughter. I'll just be, because I will actually be trembling. I will actually be shaking and sweating.
You're really sick and ill.
Yeah, but you should have had the champagne. And
No, don't want it.
Right, keep going, keep going.
This much in real life.
This is real life.
It's not. It's fake life for TV.
But look at this.
Pub landlords Elaine and Stephen from Glasgow are flying to Antalya in Turkey for a week's holiday. It's Stephen who's terrified of flying.
So, can't wait till Turkey. Just the getting to Turkey. Think of it as the holiday starts when they get off the plane, not when they get on the plane.
The holiday starts when you leave the house.
Oh, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The holiday, well, fine. I'll meet you there.
22-year-old Nikki Wilson and 7 friends are on their way to the airport. They're flying to the Greek island of Zakynthos.
Maybe I'm going back, maybe I'm going back.
Wait, y'all forgetting when I was amateur spitting before the script was written. First one, last one out the club.
So we're in the airport. How are you feeling, Nikki?
Really quiet.
Definitely seen a change in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More quiet.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's not the usual Nikki.
We haven't had a peep out of her the whole journey, and that's not like Nikki.
No, it's not like you at all.
When the lady was talking to us about booking the holiday, behind her there was this massive poster, like A3 poster, of a plane gliding through the sky. It was like an advertisement, but it was really putting me off. And it was like going through all these blue clouds, and next to it there's like families having fun on holiday, and I'm there thinking, why would you put a picture of a plane up there? I just don't get it. I can't understand how more people aren't scared of flying. I just think it's just so traumatic.
Well, just to let you know, it's part of your holiday, and I'm sure you have got a feel of it, but please don't worry about it. It's going to be smooth conditions there.
Out of my friends, I would probably describe myself as being really confident, super independent. It's a complete contrast when I'm up in the air.
Your seatbelt must be securely fastened. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted.
The girls that I'm going with, they'll speak to me, but there's nothing that they can say that'll make me believe that nothing's going to happen. I do feel that I am completely alone.
In April 2007, the fears of some passengers on this holiday flight were realised when a bird was sucked into one engine. The experts say that the first step in conquering a fear of flying is understanding how safe planes really are.
There's no hocus pocus about it. Let's just say, if an engine stopped, what would happen? Why isn't it dangerous? We can answer all of that. The aircraft is a large glider, for example. There are other engines on the aircraft as well, but even if they all went, it's still, a large glider, and they'd be safe. It can still be controlled towards the ground or the water, what have you. So when they understand all this, there are a lot of, wow, if only I'd have known that before, I wouldn't have been scared.
Waiting to fly to Los Angeles are Ellie and Lucy.
10:16, why haven't they come up? Maybe there's a fault with the plane. Great. I have got medication from the doctor, but I'm trying to not. No, I'm not going to lie. I already started taking it about 4 days ago. So I've had 4 Valiums.
Today?
Today.
No, you haven't. Don't lie to me.
I've had 4 Valiums.
Today?
Yeah. And we haven't fallen out yet, and I haven't hit anyone yet. I think I'm going to be sick on myself. Oh, 18. Okay, I'm going to gate 18.
For Lucy, the Valium seems to be working.
Sorry, don't apologise.
At least until she gets to the gate.
You're fine. I know. This is the worst bit, remember? It's always like it with anything. The adrenaline, it's the waiting. This will pass very shortly. Just this bit that I've been like worried about
I know.
6 months.
I know. But try not to let your mind wander. Just focus.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Virgin Atlantic is pleased to announce the boarding of flight VA7 to Los Angeles. For your comfort and convenience, please remain seated throughout this announcement and until your seat row number has been called forward. At this time, we would like to provide
The way the brain is wired up means that there's an emotional response which creates the fear. And the brain overgeneralizes. So the brain is really good at spotting patterns. And what it does, it will have one experience and then go, every time I do this from now on, it's probably going to be the same. And if they're unlucky and that one experience is an unpleasant one, so they have an uncomfortable flight, in their head they then go, every flight from now on is going to be uncomfortable, and they feel fear.
Some flights are scarier than others. And at the airport, Stephen is beginning to feel a bit wobbly.
What are you going to do? Are you going to go or not?
I don't know.
It's half an hour before takeoff. He's refusing to fly.
Well, I obviously want you to go. Like, I want to be on holiday with you.
I desperately want to go. I just, for some reason, and it's only been the last hour. I thought, I can't.
It was the same as when you didn't fly to London. You know?
You recording?
Yeah.
Well, you might be going for a week by yourself to a man's house.
Again. I know how you feel.
You got it.
Well, I know what it feels like to have a panic attack, and I know what it feels like to have an irrational fear.
So letting you down.
You're not letting me down, don't be silly.
I know that I am. Just looking to say it. I don't film this, I don't want to.
Elaine continues to capture her thoughts on her phone.
I don't want to go on a holiday on my own. Slightly different version of Elaine here. We're in the lounge, still trying to persuade him to get on, but I don't think it's going to happen. So it looks like our holiday's going to be cancelled. He's been in tears, he's refusing to get filmed, he's refusing everything, and it doesn't look like we're going.
For those ready to push themselves, their flight is about to depart.
Here it comes. Tiff, turn around. Don't run.
Mother and daughter Debbie and Carly are through security, past the lure of duty-free and taking their seats for their flight to Spain. They're both frightened. They've got 2 hours in the air to endure before joining their cruise.
I like to get on with someone that likes it because, you know, I need that strong person next to me. I need that strong candidate to hold my hand and, you know, and sort of say to me, like this will be all right and stuff. So. Oh God. We are flying with British Airways though.
We're now going to explain the emergency procedures. The captain and the crew are here for your safety. It is important that you pay attention and follow instructions.
No. What am I going to do with a rubber ring if we crash into the sea? And oxygen mask? No, I'd probably be having a heart attack anyway, so I don't think any of that would be any good to me.
We suggest you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible during our flight, even when the sign is off. Your life jacket is underneath your seat. To use it, take it out of the container and place it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist.
I was sitting next to a guy and he loves flying, so it's quite nice. It's very helpful. What's your name? Sitting next to Glenn. I don't want his name. No, sorry, you might not want your name. But it's nice to sit next to someone that's relaxed. We're just about to take off.
My mind is just too agitated to think. I just need to just get ready for that dreaded moment where you're at the top of the runway and the captain says, "Flight crew, take your seats, ready for takeoff."
See that? Is that it?
I can't see, it's just a bright light.
Brilliant.
Trying to control her fear, Lucy Jones queues to board her flight with friend Ellie. Not a short hop to the Med, it's 10 hours, long haul, halfway around the world.
Oh my God, look at the little pilot. He's never going to be able to fly it. Little pilot. Look, little pilot. Is that all they see out of? That's the whole thing.
See?
How do they know, like, you know in a car when you've got a blind spot?
Mate, you're not driving, it's flying.
In a car when you've got a blind spot, that's like...
It's all sat nav. It's all sat nav.
Do we get a shot of me in front of it?
Lucy's developed her own short-term coping mechanisms that make boarding possible.
My routine is I call everyone that I know. So it starts when we get through check-in and we know our gate, and then I'll just ring my mum and say all the most embarrassing things that you can think of.
Lucy is convinced the plane she's about to get on will crash, and that everyone around her knows it.
I'm really not. Thank you.
I tell her that I love her, and that if anything happens, that it was my choice to go, and that she'll be alright. I just have to try and get my head around the thought that I am actually going to die on this plane, and that's a risk that I'm taking. But when I get there, if I get there, that is worth it. It's so worth it because of the world that you can see and the cities and that you can visit.
Yeah, okay, but I promise I love you, okay, but I want to go. I wanted to do this. Okay?
Lucy's fatalism is a typical coping mechanism, but it's not a good coping mechanism.
This is a pattern often called catastrophizing, where they imagine all sorts of horrible things. And because of that, they produce fear, and therefore, it represents in the language, if we land safely rather than when.
Lucy isn't convinced the cabin crew are on her side.
What you're doing now is like me sitting on a spider. It just wouldn't happen. Do you know that way? It's easy for me to say, but I'll ask Gavin to come on. Thank you.
I hate them. I think they're like the enemy. I don't think of them as like real people. I think that they are tricking me to get me on board. And they're so casual, and they're so like, oh yeah, this is just a flight, this is just a double-decker Boeing 767 that's going to crash and burn. And in my head I'm just thinking, you idiot, why are you on here? You don't have to be.
Sometimes on a plane I feel like I'm in the Truman Show, with Jim Carrey, and like everyone's actually, they know more about what's actually going to happen than him, and I think everybody knows this plane's going to crash, but they don't want to tell me because they know I'm scared. Yeah. Just thought of that. That's weird.
He's gonna lift up any minute.
Understanding what's happening to your body, and in particular learning to control your breathing, can really help.
The problem comes when people are having fight or flight response, huge amounts of adrenaline release, increased heart rate, sweating, trembling, shaking, dizziness, lightheadedness. They feel that they are no longer physiologically able to control their experience. They feel like their breathing rate is gathering momentum and they can't slow it back down. And those things can be quite frightening.
So there's the runway, and off he goes. So that plane that's just left off, that'll be us with a very frightened Nikki on it.
Another safety announcement, another takeoff. Surrounded by friends excited by their flight to Zakynthos, it's time for Nikki to face her demons. She sits in a world of her own.
I'm so wrapped up in myself when I'm feeling scared of flying. I have no idea what other people think. The terror of flying just consumes me completely. And it's in my head that when I'm flying, that's when I'm going to die. And I always think to myself, I can't believe that I'm going to die doing something that actually I hate.
Someone who's made it off the ground is Stephen from Glasgow, who's on his way to Turkey.
That's about 10 minutes into the flight. We've taken off from Glasgow. I burst out crying because of a massive Jessie.
I can't believe we're on the plane. Genuinely can't believe that we're actually on the plane, because before 20 minutes before we were due to get on, I still didn't think he was going to do it. I've never seen him cry before, ever, in 12 years, never seen him cry. So that was a bit scary. And he's taken a sleeping pill, which is totally different because he never takes any medication whatsoever. And then, as far as he's concerned, the pill hasn't worked, but it has. It's like flying with somebody totally different.
This is not the best way to travel, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say right now, because Rob, I'm going to try again in a second. Bye. Bye. Speak soon. Bye now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to advise you that we're limiting lines to depart, so please ensure that seatbelts and
Doors closed, everyone seated. Lucy and Ellie's flight is ready for takeoff. Lucy grabs the hand of a stranger.
Grotesque. This is what flying fear does to you. Just don't bother doing it.
Fear of flying affects around 1 in 5. That's more than 12 million people in Britain. Those that suffer have ready explanations for why they're so terrified.
It's literally just that the plane is going to fall out of the sky. That's what ultimately I'm frightened of.
Obviously, the main thing, you know, is something going wrong. And
You
those
can say it, you know.
last few minutes.
The crash.
You know, that. I know everyone's got to die sometimes, but I don't really don't want to die in a plane crash.
When a plane does fall out of the sky, it is a tragedy. But thankfully, these cases are incredibly rare.
I just don't believe how it works. I don't understand it. I can't get my head around how it happens. And then the whole time I'm thinking any second we could just plummet to the ground. So I guess it is the fear of death from being on an airplane that actually terrifies me.
I mean, I've been in a car crash before and I still don't even think the feeling was as bad as the feeling of being on a plane, and I haven't crashed.
After takeoff, it's a high-altitude cruise. Time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. If you can. Most people like the trappings of flying. They get excited about the tray of food, the onboard entertainment, the spectacular views. For the 1 in 5 who are frightened, it's a different story. Even level flight is scary. There's always the risk of stomach-churning mid-flight turbulence. a big cause of fear of flying.
If there's really bad turbulence, I know that I'm going to be not in a good place. Or, when I say bad turbulence, probably any turbulence, to be honest. My utter fear is the plane dropping from the sky at a forceful speed and hitting the bottom. This sounds ridiculous. I'd probably rather go... I say I'd rather go into a mountain, but in a way, going into a mountain, I don't know,
it's
like...
instant.
Yeah, but you know when you're dropping and you're actually going through that? Oh, no.
You're quickly scribbling a letter to your loved ones on the...
Oh, no, I wouldn't be doing that, see? That's why I say goodbye before I get on. You wouldn't... What, Mum, if you were coming down at a forceful speed with a gas mask writing, they're not going to find it.
Well, it's something I remember reading on a Japanese... when they had about 30 minutes until
but
they
crashed.
Weren't
probably fearful
and
as
they
us.
were writing...
We'd probably go quiet, you know. We'd probably be the ones that would...
Oh, God, I wouldn't be quiet.
No, you say that,
I would not
but
be quiet.
You say that, but you go into shock, and you probably would. Anyway.
Pilots compare turbulence to driving a car on a bumpy road. Uncomfortable, but harmless.
You've got little hairs in your ear that are being swished around as the movement of the plane is going around. And if someone is anxious, and they've got lots of adrenaline, and literally their senses are keener and heightened, all the movement of the hairs in the ears are amplified, and that feeds the anxiety. And when the plane goes a little bit to the left, which is a normal banking at about, I don't know, 5-10 degrees, you know, they feel like it's gone vertically. And it's just not. It's their heightened senses kicking off, essentially.
The key message for people like Stephen is that modern planes are designed to withstand even the most severe turbulence.
Flew from Glasgow to Corfu, and I was like an out-of-body experience.
You were grabbing onto the seat in front, like really, really holding on to it, and shaking and sweating. And the air hostess quite a few times had to tell him to take his teeth out of the seat because he was like biting so much into the seat. I mean, they're needing a new seat for that one now. That wasn't the flight where you told everyone they were going to die, though.
I have no memory of that.
You did. Remember the wee boy was sitting in front of us? There was a couple with a wee boy and he had to wear headphones throughout the whole flight because you were like, we're all going to die.
That's right.
Yeah?
Mid-flight. For Nikki, nothing's changed. She's still full of fear.
I've been to Ibiza and it was such a good holiday. Other young people, music's really good, nice food, nice cocktails, and the sun's gorgeous. You sit by the beach and you can sit by the pool. All of that you can't get in England. Are you absolutely mental? Just leave the seatbelt signs on. Imagine if everybody that was sat on the right hand side of the plane all got up at once. It's going to tip over and it's going to spiral down straight into the sea.
The reasons why people have fears of flying are very, very different. But the actual fears are very, very similar indeed. So, for example, control, claustrophobia, turbulence. If you think about the words claustrophobia, it means like, what if I can't get out and I want to, for example, this enclosed space? Again, comes back to that word control. Turbulence, it's what's going on. Is it dangerous? Those questions. So much of it is to do with the control.
When I'm standing in the plane, I'm very aware of that space between me and the ground. I just can feel that huge gap, and that thought is horrible. And to be in clouds, it's just so strange. It just doesn't feel right. It's quite amazing that it can be done, and it's quite amazing that it's being done so often and it feels normal to everybody. It just never feels normal to me.
From time to time, the truly surprising happens in the air. Terrifying for passengers expecting a quiet flight.
Shoot me!
When it all kicks off in the cabin, there's no getting away from it.
Yeah, I'm going to be dying. I'm going to be dying.
This man was caught on camera in the middle of a panic attack.
I'm going to die. Help me. Oh, you're fine. Help me. What's wrong with you?
A mass brawl at over 30,000 feet is enough to unsettle even frequent flyers.
I suggest you stop this.
This man consumed a bottle of his duty-free, became unruly and offensive, so crew and fellow passengers taped him into his seat.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
20 minutes after leaving Philadelphia, this flight to Amsterdam had to turn back after sudden pressure loss in the cabin.
Share the mask with your neighbors if you don't have one open.
People are putting on this? Are we landing in the ocean? Are we going in the ocean? You don't know? We need some help here. It looks so beautiful.
In each of these extreme circumstances, everybody landed safely. All our fearful passengers have survived hours flying over water, over mountains, and avoiding bad weather. They now have one final hurdle: landing. July 2013. This plane is coming into land at New York's LaGuardia Airport. The nose wheel hits the ground so hard, it collapses.
First time coming to New York and we crashed. All right.
Cross your arms and jump. Sit down in front.
Stephen and Elaine are minutes away from touching down in Turkey.
This landing so far is really smooth. The descent is really smooth. Unfortunately, Stephen doesn't think it is. He's doing really well. I feel quite patronising saying that, but he is doing really, really well.
We're just about to land. It's quite windy.
Is it just a feeling you don't like, Nikki?
I'm okay. If we land okay, then we'll speak to you at the airport.
We are going to land.
We're all
Okay.
It's everything.
Yes, fine. You're going to be fine now, okay?
Judgments are now willing to present for Natalia.
A bit bumpy. Ready to hit down there. I'm going to bang my head. Oh, I did, there it is. Bang my head.
They will not find themselves trying to slam on.
Yeah. You did it, Nick.
Well, we're here.
Yeah, we're made it. Just a quick check-in to say it's the first day of our holiday.
It's only 39 degrees. We really don't want you to be jealous at all.
Weather outside.
Slight cool breeze as well. Awesome.
Right, mate, it's the Temple of Apollo. I'm going to show you the roll maids now. Nice. Cheers.
I helped nearly everyone getting off the plane, so now we're going to get our hire car. I feel like the luckiest person alive. Good.
Taking the roof off my
Venice Beach! Venice Beach!
Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs.
We are in Venice on the, what are we on, Mum? On the Grand Canal. On the Grand Canal. Everything's on water.
All good things come to an end. Our passengers have to face their fear of flying once more and go home. Most of our brave contributors fare no better on their return flights.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And I just had a feeling that this flight was going to be bad. I don't know why. This is the worst time ever I've ever had to deal with. And then they thought they was going to have to land it at Bournemouth because there's such bad turbulence.
I like the shoes when it takes off this normal.
It's normal, it's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah? To be honest, it's really hard going because you just want to tell them to get a grip, you know. It's not bumpy, it's not terrifying or, you know, there's been no cause for concern. But every single movement wants to know if it's okay, wants to know what the movement is, what's happening. And at the moment it's just really, really draining me.
Fear of flying can be beaten. All is not lost. Experts believe they can help anyone who's willing.
It's about getting people back in control so that they can do it. They can manage their levels of stress or totally get rid of them.
If you want to get out and travel and you want to have choices about your future and you want to give choices to the people that currently still love you and want to travel with you, then you need to be able to deal with this particular thinking pattern that you've got, and that's what we show them how to do it.
For me, the thing that upsets me is the thousands of people that are sitting around at home who have an anxiety, have a phobia, and there are such good techniques now for treating these things that you know, they should be coming in leaps and bounds, hoping and learning how to take control of their own neurology. No one should be suffering from anxieties or phobias over things that really pose no threat.
For Lucy, a little knowledge goes a long way to calming her down.
I'd like to speak to the pilots, who were incredible, and even talk to me through like the science behind the jet stream, like what it means when we catch up with speed, what a bump means, like different wind pushes and stuff. It's just excellent. It's just really grabbed me in. Instantly I stopped crying, and as you can hear, that's our seatbelt sign, so we are up and on our way home. So holiday's nearly over, unfortunately, and I don't even have a tan.
I think probably we won't fly again. It's just not worth putting him through it. I can holiday on my own if I need to. There's some great places in Britain, York, you know, Aberdeen, lots of places. It'll be fine. Okay.
Next week, the Mayor of Bristol squares up against the city's drivers. Find out what happens in the CCTV traffic wardens caught on camera. That's next Monday at 9. And can the power of love heal all wounds? Find out in 24 Hours in A&E this Wednesday at 9. Brand new fresh meat is next.